Well, hey guys, it's Thorzax here, and I wanted to do a little bit of product review here. What you see here, this is a Walmart purchase. I went into Walmart, I kind of seen it out of the corner of my eye, I took it out, he got it out of the case for me, I looked at it, and I decided to go ahead and buy it. Now, with tax and everything, it was like $3.59, something like that. $3.49, $3.59. It's a TriStar. This is the, I believe, the Hunter model. And anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go ahead and point out a few things. Okay, now TriStar is a company over in Turkey. Now, one thing that you have to take in consideration in the shotgun world, if you start talking shotguns to people that know shotguns, some of them, as soon as you say it was made in Turkey, they just stop listening. They just kind of walk away or whatever. But these are the guys that have $6,000 shotguns or $10,000 shotguns. So it's not really kind of like a relevant thing there. I've shot this 4 times already in trap. And I wanted to point out a few things. Now, the company that makes this got started by a couple of brothers, and they formed TriStar. And they are really into skeet shooting, and they are really into trap shooting. And that's where they came up with this concept. It's a starter level gun. This is a starter level gun, but it has all the features that you should take in consideration when you buy it. When you go out and say, like, if you get into shotgunning, you go out and you purchase a more a better quality gun, something that's going to last you a lot longer, that sort of thing. But for this gun shoots fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, first of all, it comes with 5 chokes. Comes with a nice little choke case. It has your choke wrench. Comes in a nice little case. You can just put this in your pocket and you're ready to go. Which are threaded in the Beretta thread pattern. So you can use Beretta chokes. You can use the screw-in ones or whatever. You can buy any type of Beretta choke and put it in this gun and it'll work just fine. So, anyway, the gun. Okay. The gun is set up in Turkish walnut. Really nice wood. I was really impressed with the wood. And the fitting is done very well in the way that the stock fits. One thing else, too, is that it has a ventilated section here that joins the 2 barrels together. This makes it really lightweight. I'm telling you what, this gun only weighs about 6.5 pounds. It is a lightweight gun. It's chambered in 3-inch. However, I don't think that I'd want to spend an afternoon shooting 3-inch out of it. That's a heck of a lot of recoil to deal with. Let's go ahead and check it. And as you can see, we're empty. Something that I wanted to kind of bring up here is that this has what they call extractors, okay? And let me turn the viewfinder around here to make sure that I'm, within, I'm showing you guys the right thing, not cutting it off here. This has extractors, and what happens is that when you open the shotgun like this, it'll lift the rounds up so you can just pluck them out with your hands, which is really nice when you hand load, because that way you don't have to lean over and pick them up off the ground if you have ejectors. Now, ejectors are nice if you're out hunting because, speed is of the essence. You open up the shotgun, it pops the ones out, you throw 2 more in there, and boom, you're ready to go. Another nice feature about this is that it has select barrels, okay? Go ahead. She's really tight. On the back here, you have your safety, you know, uh, on and off. Also, you can select whatever barrel that you want to fire first. You can switch it over here. It'll fire the lower barrel first. That over here will fire the upper barrel first. It has a single trigger. Okay. Now we just checked and it's unloaded, so it has the single trigger, and the trigger pull on it is typical of a shotgun. You know, boom, boom. There you go. Another thing too, the drop. Okay, the drop of the comb fits me perfect. When I take the gun and I shoulder it, you know, or what they call mount, you know, get your mount in there, okay, and I put my head down on the stock, I'm looking straight down the barrel, okay? That's another thing too that's really nice about this. It has a very nice non-glare rib, you know, ventilated rib that goes on down the barrel. The only thing I really don't like about it, and I have to tend to, you know, agree with Buffalo Outdoors, is these high visibility sights. I don't like these. Okay, they have a tendency to kind of glare at you, and they catch your attention while you're in your swing. You know, you're going to swing over, you know, as the bird is out there, and that'll catch your eye. Okay, now if you're a bullseye shooter like me, you already got a habit of looking at the front sight. And with shotgun, you're actually kind of, you know, you're leading your shot, and you're turning your brain off. You're turning your brain off from trying to think it through, and you're just doing it. You know, you're letting your brain do the math, and you're just doing it. You know, it's kind of like driving a car. You know, I mean, you don't have to think about driving a car. You just drive the car, and it takes practice to get to know what the heck you're doing. Overall, I believe it to be a real good value. Like I said, $350 gun. It's got all the features that you want. The checkering is real nice and real positive. It breaks down real easy. All you got to do is just pull the lever out of the bottom of the forestock. The forestock, it comes off, and then you just break it open, and then the barrels come off, and it makes it real handy for cleaning. Another thing, as far as your chokes, what I use on my choke tubes for lubricant on the threads is I go ahead and use a little touch anise on there, and that'll keep them from seizing up on you. And that's one thing that you want to do. After you're done with the session of shooting traps, say like you shoot like 4 rounds of trap, you're gonna want to clean your gun. You don't have to take the chokes out, but you know, check your chokes, make sure they're tight. You know, don't wrench them down, but make sure they're nice and snug. And every so often, you want to take these out of the barrel of the gun and clean them really good. You know, soak them in some solvent and scrub them down real good. Be real careful of your threads so you don't bang your threads up. And that's another thing nice about the case. I mean, you can put the case in your pocket. You can walk around the field. If you want to change your chokes, out of your gun, you can just go ahead and do that right there in the field. And you're not carrying them around in your pocket where they're banging against each other. That's one thing that's nice. So, what's my feeling about the TriStar? TriStar is a good gun. It is made in Turkey, and it is a budget-minded gun. However, it's made by a company that is pointing out the features that you should really look into before you buy an expensive shotgun. This is a starter shotgun, but it has all the features that you want to look at. Maybe not the front sight. I like a bead front sight. But that's it. You know, as far as shooting crows, small game, you can shoot slugs out of it if you wanted to. But shooting 3-inch magnums, real heavy, 3-inch magnums out of this, it's gonna kick, man. It is gonna kick. And that is one thing that I like about this gun too, is that the butt pad has sort of like this little hard spot right here on the very top. So when you shoulder the gun, you can always get it in the same spot every time. And the recoil pad is very absorbent. I mean, just really a nice gun for the money. I mean, it's nothing fancy. and it works. It'll get you out there doing the game. I mean, that's about it. So that's my review. It has chrome line bores, really easy to clean. What else? I think that's about it. One thing I don't really care for is the laser engraved scrolling. That doesn't really turn me on. It has laser engraved scrolling, and it has it down here on the trigger guard. It has it up here on top of the the break open latch. That sort of stuff doesn't really turn me on. That's kind of like it doesn't really need to be there for me. You can also buy this shotgun made by the same company. Without this, okay? But then again, you can buy the same shotgun too with, real elaborate work that they do. So, 6 1/2 dozen the other. Like I said, I seen this at Walmart. It was the right price. I wanted an over and under shotgun. I've got some pump shotguns, and I wanted to go ahead and get an over and under. And then the next move that I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Viper 12 gauge TriStar. And give that a whirl. I've heard nothing but really good reviews about those semi-automatic Viper TriStars. That they have every feature that you want. People haven't had any problems with them, and they just work just great. So there you go. I think it's a quality product. It's worth the money. So that's it. That's my review on the TriStar 12 gauge. And that's it. So I'm going to be going ahead and signing out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe this might give you a little bit of direction on maybe whether or not you want to kind of get into the whole, shotgun game with over and under, and you don't want to spend a lot of money. This is probably a good way to go, for you starting out and, developing your loads, developing your swing through, all that, I mean, this is a good shotgun for that. It's lightweight, it's 28-inch barrels. There you go. So anyway, this is Thor's Axe, and I'm signing out.